Woo! This is 75.
Episode 75!
Woo, woo. I don't know what kind of noise that is, but
And that was the noise you were making for the cops.
Woo! Woo! That's there's a video of a dog making that exact same noise.
I don't think I've seen that, but I'm already pleased by it.
Don't worry, I'll send it to you later. But anyway, welcome back to this week's podcast. This is our 75th episode. Yay! We've done so many of these.
Mm-hmm. How many hours was that again?
225, and that is a conservative estimate because we had our famous Pornhub episode, which was, like 5?
Yeah, something
hours?
like that. Had a lot of important topics.
It did. A lot. Yes, welcome back to this week's podcast, which this week will be brought to you by dystopian mindfulness and brain betrayal.
You might have a similar topic to me on one of these.
Like...
This week's podcast is also brought to you by Mind and Body Moments and Don't Taste It!
I'm your host, Madison.
And I'm your house,
What?
And I'm your other host, Jesse James. Oh, sorry. Get out of here.
And I'm your house,
What are you doing? You have a ranch. Oh, sorry.
You like that?
No!
Okay, well.
I knew this was coming. I saw the tweet.
You'd think you'd be able to, even in AI speaking, be able to speak your own name. But,
No, you're not.
Well, welcome to our conversational leftist mukbang and tech expose.
Actually, yeah. One of my topics will be, well, sort of related.
Do you have food and drinks over there?
I do have both a food and a drink. Excuse me. I've been partaking in the drink, so I'm already burping. I have a truly iced tea lemon flavor.
Excellent.
They're fine.
A little too watery, maybe?
Yeah, they are a little bit watery. I had the peach one the other day. This lighting is starting to get very intense. I had the peach one the other day, which was very peachy. Like, if you like peach rings, it was just drinking like straight peach rings.
I'm into that.
Yeah, it was all right. Yeah, I think it would be good maybe mixed with something. So I'll probably explore that in the future. But I have that, and then I have another Blue Musubi.
Excellent.
Because, of course. And then, courtesy of you, I have this.
Oh, sorry about this.
I am also sorry about this.
You might enjoy it more.
I actually, you know what?
Are you a cereal kid? Because that would help.
I'm really not a cereal kid, but I do have a horrible suspicion that I'm gonna really like this, actually.
Excellent. That also is a good result.
I'm already super into this. God damn it.
I've got a little however long ago I first ate one of these, I still have it sitting here, so.
Hell yeah. Okay. I'm gonna take a little. Also, it's just kind of like, it's pleasant to look at.
It is nice to look at. It's got a halfway between food and lush product kind of look to it.
Like, I might go try and wash my hands with it after.
Don't. You could maybe exfoliate your face with it. Yeah, you're into that?
I'm into
Okay.
I'm into that.
I might have a spare sitting around that you might end up with because I'm not super into it.
I mean, they can't really complain. It tastes exactly like Fruity Pebbles. I mean, it is Fruity Pebbles.
I think I wanted it to taste more like milk and Fruity Pebbles.
Yeah.
And I think it's a little too much just Fruity Pebbles.
I do wish maybe the chocolate was just like a little bit less sweet.
Mm-hmm.
But
also, I think I get stuck in a place where I always want cowtails, and whenever it doesn't have that milky flavor, I'm like, what even is this?
what even are you doing? Yeah, cowtails are the perfect food.
Now, if they made cowtails that were Fruity Pebbles for the outside, that I could get into.
Interesting idea.
Yeah.
I'd be into that.
Let's see. I assume that is your extent for today?
That is my food corner.
Okay. I have a handful of garbage. Probably going to have this raspberry goji kombucha.
I've had, that one's good. I've had that one.
Okay, good. Definitely going to have this, but I've presented that before. I just got back with a honey cardamom latte that I'm excited about. I got some spicy ranch Doritos 3D.
3D Doritos.
Which means that they're like weird puffs, I guess. We'll find out. I don't know that I bought these from wanting to know, but I don't know. I don't know if spicy ranch is something I trust Doritos with.
I mean, Cool Ranch is pretty all right.
Yeah, if it's Cool Ranch, that might be correct. I have this, which is basically just a like a steak fajita wrap thing.
Nice.
I didn't really eat today, so I guess I have that now. I have a jam dot. The guy at the cafe gave me the one with the least perceptible amount of jam in it.
Thanks, guy.
And then I have some raspberries because apparently I need to cover the entire space with food.
I think that's necessary.
Or it doesn't count.
Fuck, this stuff is good. I love this. This Fruity Pebble, this is good. Because, I think at one point I told you about that, or maybe you've seen, or heard about this place in New York. It's called, like, the Milk Bar.
You have mentioned that, yeah.
Yeah. And she has, it's either a cake or an ice cream. I think it's an ice cream. It's, like, cereal, like, different cereal flavors of ice cream.
Okay.
And this is, like, what I would want that to be, but, like, slightly less sweet. So I've just always wanted to try that. So this is very pleasant. This is nice.
I think the extra sweet is what gets me. I can't quite deal with that.
It is. It is a lot, but small pieces are very, very much what I'm into.
Well, real quick, one of my topics today is don't taste it. Another reason why I have all this food is because I had another idea for a drink, but in order to make that drink, I had a pre-prepared hot chocolate malt shake thing, which I was going to pour whiskey into, which sounded to me to be very good. And then I went and I was like, this looks kind of thick. I tasted it to make sure beforehand. And then that extended my morning a little bit into the, how do I eradicate that this ever happened to me? It was, in fact, very thick and not good.
Oh, no. Well, that's unfortunate.
And then I was going to order some lazy coffee to just come to me. But every version of it now, like delivery prices on certain things have like gone weird. And around here, if you want to get coffee, you're going to pay $20 minimum now, which is not worth it. Like, I'm not going to order coffee for $20.
Yeah.
Which is crazy because you could say order Taco Bell for like $14 and get a bunch of shit.
Mm-hmm.
But, I was excited because I found a place that made sage lattes.
Ooh, that is exciting. That's very exciting.
And then they were like, give us $30. I was like, no.
No, maybe not $30 for a sage latte, please.
Mm-hmm.
But it sounds worth trying at some point.
Definitely. That's one of the things that goes well with Turkish-style coffee.
I haven't had that in a long time.
Do they have that around there?
I've seen it on some menus. There is a kind of like fast casual Mediterranean place downtown.
Oh, like a QSR.
I don't know what a QSR is.
Quick service restaurant.
Oh. Huh?
Mm-hmm.
And I saw it on their menu, but I was like, I don't know that I want Turkish coffee from this place.
Yeah, that's
I
fair.
don't want it from more of like a sit down, because I like the experience of it, and I like it when they have the special cups, and I don't know what it's called, but I like that part.
I have
excellent.
I have a I couldn't even hear it scrunch. I have a boiler for making Turkish coffee. So I always have the ability to at least eventually make it wherever I am.
That's always good.
Yeah.
That is one of the big food things that I miss from Kirkland. There was a Euro place right next to my apartment, and we used to go there and get Turkish coffee a lot.
That's a huge benefit.
Yeah. It was pretty good. I wonder how many of those little places are still around.
Man, even today there were a couple places that closed since I had looked last. So hopefully it's around, but that drink wine and paint poorly, that place is gone.
Oh no.
Which means almost that entire side of the street is empty, or has been like emptied and something else just bought it. But now, like, I especially don't want to be in Kirkland because it's like little, like, it's like places that aren't storefronts or wouldn't be. It's just, hey, we do tech solutions or something in this like little space that used to be like a candy shop, and I don't know, that's not adding to the town. It might be in some ways, but it's not adding to like the fact that this is a walking town. I never wanted to go do painting and wine unless it was with like people who absolutely did not care about it, which would have been fun enough. But I definitely prefer that being down there for people to go do as opposed to like, I don't know, whatever they end up putting there now.
It's I'd be curious to see what they fill it with. It's, there's a lot of that kind of place around now, so it's kind of like, But
yeah, we emptied out a lot of the good businesses in order to, or at least the interesting local stuff in order to, I don't know, make money. That seems to be the COVID transition everywhere.
Yeah.
I don't know what people want to make money for exactly if there's nothing to go do, but, you know. I guess we could just pack everybody into the parks and they can throw their garbage and shit all over the place, and that'll be a good solution.
That seems to be a favorite activity of people's.
Mhm.
So, would not be incredibly surprised based on my recent hot tub or hot springs experience.
Nature's hot tub.
Nature's hot tub. Yeah.
I can't do that yet. That's still the first chunk you pulled off, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm pulling smaller chunks off of the larger chunk.
Oh, okay. I guess I'll start with one that's less funny, which is I think as of today, they're maybe saying that there is a real ceasefire in Israel, Palestine. But when they had the ceasefire start up, like last Friday, they immediately went and attacked the Israel army went and attacked Al-Aqsa like right away. So that's cool. That's basically like the exact same shit they did at the start of this current set of bullshit. Is went and attacked like a holy area while people were trying to mind their own business out of the blue, and they just decided to do that again as soon as they had declared a ceasefire.
Nice.
And I guess it only took 5 days for them to do whatever it is they've been doing since the news decided it's not interesting. And now they're maybe actually having a ceasefire, according to the New York Times. So I guess trust their take on it for now.
Yeah. Hopefully that continues to work out in a more peaceful way. But
fewer gases and rubber bullets would be good, especially when the thing you're defending against is people not being enthusiastic that you're literally stealing their houses. But whatever.
Yeah.
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 Watching the various reporters who have gone and talked to the people in Israel to see what they think about it, those videos are not fun.
I can imagine.
They seem like maybe as reasonable as like the people crusading against like trans and abortion rights here, except instead of trans and abortion rights, it's just everybody who's not you being allowed to live.
People seem awfully opposed to that these days.
Yeah.
Just like generally.
Maybe I got to start getting into people who aren't me not being able to live. That seems like the way to go.
Seems like a popular opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Especially in here. Well, around
I've
here.
been on the internet. It's popular.
Yeah. Very popular.
There are some other stories that are maybe too depressing to get into from different cops and or fascists in South America, but I will just leave that up to people to find, because one of them involved what can only be described as femicide, and I'm not interested in really diving into that at the moment. I think that one was a cop. I don't know. All that stuff.
Yeah, that's a bummer.
Yeah. Yes. But Ted Cruz has been real into those hot Russian boys doing their cool military propaganda. So that's fun.
I really fucking hate just the phrase, but Ted Cruz.
But Ted Cruz.
But Ted Cruz. Kind of want to make it a t-shirt.
Yeah.
But Ted Cruz.
Those could go along well with the Ted Cruz pisses his pants to feel the warm feeling between his legs t-shirts. I think that would be good.
That could be the back of that t-shirt. Or the front, and the other thing could be the back.
It could just be wet pants and a little Ted Cruz face poking out from the zipper.
And a little... Ooh.
Or
Oh.
just the beard on top of the pants.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Ugh.
This is why I only make art t-shirts.
I have so many t-shirt ideas constantly, but I don't think
Ready?
I don't think the world is ready, and I think they would be a hit with about like 2 or 3 people.
I can say that if they're anything like my t-shirts, that's exactly what'll happen.
I would have like all of my immediate friends would probably have 2 or 3 of my shirts at some point, and then no one else would be interested because they would say shit like, "But Ted Cruz."
Yeah.
So.
No, you have to force your way into other people's lives through the internet, and then do the shirts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's getting harder and harder to even work up the interest to do anymore.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
Yeah. It's getting difficult to even care too much about any sort of social media, which makes it hard to make money.
One of the things that I've found about social media is that it's bad.
Huh. I too have found this to be the case, generally.
It's almost like almost everything about social media makes your life worse over time. Almost.
Almost. I think we could safely say that.
I think a while back I haven't had iPhones for that long, a handful of years, and when I realized that I could take all of the social media, dating apps, stuff like that, and put them into their own folder that wasn't in the forefront of everything else, and then put all the like general media stuff that I actually wanted to use on the front.
Mm-hmm.
All of a sudden, my phone didn't feel weird anymore. I could just like use it. I wasn't looking at like 8 icons that were like, "Hey, you got like 18 messages. Do you want to know what those are?" Because it turns out I usually don't.
Yeah, typically not.
Yeah.
I recently was playing with the new, I guess there are like new features in the iOS where you can make like big widgets and like big apps.
Yeah,
Big Daddy apps.
I think I swiped through and saw like, oh, I can make Big Daddy apps.
Yeah. Oh, it says right here, Big Daddy apps is a new feature. So I made a Big Daddy calendar because I'm boring. And I got like halfway through redoing my phone. I'm like doxing myself here, but it doesn't matter. And then see I like got about halfway through doing it, and then now I just have like 5 pages of apps, and one page has one app on it. I really need to go through this and fix my life, but I put all the important stuff on the front page, and that feels like nice. Like it's good to have all of the actual functional things that I need the phone to do on the front page, and then everything else can be dumb and extraneous. But
I do need to maybe big widget some stuff, but in mutual doxing, I have I always have just a set of things. I have a left hand and a right hand folder, and then like another app folder, and then over here on the other page, just my trash folder up in the corner there that I don't have to look at. And then, audio, messaging, and bus routes. And that's pretty much it.
Yeah. It's good to have the important stuff sorted out. I used to be very particular about these things, and I would sort my apps by color, which helps no one and nothing.
I did that too. I think that's a compulsion of people with our illness.
That's a good way of putting it, yeah. Yeah. But I quickly found that to be not helpful, really.
You know what I find unhelpful?
Huh.
Everything on this jam dot that isn't the jam, which you'll notice is most of it, tastes like cardboard. So the fact that there's just a little bit of jam, I feel like.
Would you say maybe it's a dot of jam? Just a dot?
I would say that it's that guy ram jammed me up. That's what I would say about that jam dot.
Man, you really got ram jammed out of that jam dot. Yeah.
Where's my Kanye?
Where's my Kanye? Worst words have not been spoken on this podcast.
I miss the old phone Kanye.
I miss the old it's this week's podcast.
I actually earnestly said those words earlier today because they took Kanye's speaking voice off the list and now they only have his rapping voice. And his speaking voice is the one that said, "Do you like that the best?" The rapping voice doesn't. In fact, while we're here, oh God, I don't need that on my phone. While we're here, let me just jump into some of my examples of yikes. I'm glad I'm not wearing glasses.
Examples of yikes.
No, I gotta be more consistent with where I leave my phone stuff. Anyway, so the other night let's say the other night, I believe this was at like 2 a.m, and I decided, well, maybe something I should do is just kind of go through and make a bunch of the bits of this the Scott Adams thing that I read the other day. What if I just had different voices speak that on this horrible AI speech thing? Some of them worked, but I found out every time you synthesize a set of text, it resynthesizes it and it has a chance of fucking it up. And some of the fuck ups are where the magic happens. For example, so you're probably at least aware of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Yeah.
One of the main characters of that, I had speak a chunk of Scott Adams.
Good girl and good boy are words that society has packed with power to an alpha personality. Do you like that?
So,
I do not.
things like Dio saying that, but then, see, the problem is that let's say this Mickey Mouse version.
Oh no.
Which is not Mickey Mouse, for the record. This is where things start to go bad.
The thought in your mind that you will have a web-throbbing weak hand causes you to notice sexual suggestions. Do you like that?
So, Mickey had some problems speaking the rest of that. Do you like that?
I don't at all.
But it went really wrong. Well, here, let's get some. Do you like Patrick Stewart?
Sure, yeah.
Most people, right?
Good girl. And good boy are words society has packed with power to an alpha personality.
Oh, what is happening?
So at the end there, it gets a little bit scary, right? And
it's
I thought,
It was breathy. Why?
Yeah. So that wasn't great. But then it got real bad, and I saved one of them. Most of them were too cursed. I tried to have Shrek say some stuff, and Shrek had a stroke. Shrek wilded out in a way that I could not deal with. But this one goes downhill in a way that is haunting. So it's appropriate. Here's Mr. Rogers. Sorry, everybody.
Putting a thought in your mind that you'll have a wet-throbbing week ahead causes you to notice sexual suggestions do.
Wait. What was?
Probably love it.
Oh, you're still talking. Do you need to sit down? Ooh. Do I need to call somebody? Get an exorcist. Anyway, that's how he read it. So AI speech is a nightmare, in case you were curious.
It was one was like scary accurate to Mr. Rogers, or like right off the bat, and then it just got even scarier.
Bad. So yeah, I was messing around with that a bit. I don't know, it requires like an email and a Discord and stuff, and it's really not super polished. It looks like they're adding a lot of shit to it, but in a specific way where most projects I find that are like this, I'm pretty sure they're going to burn out and stop working on it in like a week. So it's probably not that worth fucking with, honestly.
Unless you want to summon some evil into your life.
Or you want Kanye to rap the worst things at you.
I mean, yeah.
Sometimes it works. The Shrek one is terrible.
I kind of want to hear it now.
Yeah, you know what? I'll do a couple on demands, because another one that I kind of want you to. I was excited because I was like, maybe they'll have Bible Man on here. I know that's a pipe dream, but then I was looking through and it's like, oh, they have Bob and Larry from VeggieTales. It's like, oh, it might have Bible Man eventually. I guess I already have this typed in. I guess I'll just have him say this.
Do like that?
Who is that?
That's supposed to be Bob. Let me pop in a Larry. Let's see. What would Larry like to say? I love the work environment at Amazon. I don't think it's going to say
he tweets about it all the time.
Yeah.
I love the work environment. It's amazing.
So, it doesn't always do a great job. Oh,
Amazing.
this might tie into some stuff later. What do you have to say, Woody from Toy Story?
I love the work environment at Amazon.
Nobody can say Amazon.
Amazon.
Amazon. Oh, okay. People are putting some bad anime in here.
Oh, excellent. Good.
Wallace and Gromit.
Ooh, that's very nice. I like that.
We gotta have Wallace say something different.
I need to go sit in my mindfulness box. I have a feeling one of our topics today might be the same thing.
No, from our intros, I'm almost certain, but that should help with having better information, honestly. Let's see. How's this sound?
I need to go sit in my mindfulness box.
Thank you, Wallace.
That was good.
Some of them are spooky in how good they are, and some of them are not. One of the things that I really am dissatisfied by is that people have been adding more and more YouTubers to this.
Ew.
So
Stop.
we've
Like what?
got-
Like Logan Paul's?
we've got Yahtzee Croshaw, Yan Daredev, Jax Films,
Okay.
Gamer from Mars, Technoblade, Mr. Beast, Matt Pat, Markiplier, Jacksepticeye, like, you know, sort of the angry video game nerd, like people you would kind of expect to be in there. I don't love, like, celebrities is one thing. I'm not 100% sure I'm comfortable calling YouTube stars like usage for like their names and voices and stuff.
Yeah.
And then they're just adding lots and lots of other things quickly. So like people have been adding in like George Carlin. They've been adding in like basically the entire cast of The Simpsons. They've only got Kermit the Frog from the Muppet Show. Let me try this out again, because the last time I tried Kermit the Frog, he couldn't talk. So I'm curious if he can now.
Oops.
Slight mindfulness box.
A little bit. What was that?
I have a container of dry shampoo on my blower that I kicked over.
Is it still a container?
It's still a container. It's a fuck. Why am I forgetting the word for this? It's an aluminum bottle can spray thing.
Oh, okay. It's dust shampoo.
An aerosol can. Thank you, brain, for finally working. Jesus Christ.
Okay. Let's, just because this is why I kind of came here to check in on this, let's see what Shrek tries to say with
It's important.
anything. Yeah. Just because I want this to be a little more of a thing. Let's we still got this up? Yeah. There we go. Ugh, gross. I forgot. I already forgot how gross this all was. Well, it's time for you to say it, Shrek. Okay, I have to get rid of a lot of the punctuation or I know it will not work.
It's the punctuation that throws it off.
It's everything that throws it off. Wait,
well.
is that already it? This might work. They might have fixed it.
If I asked you to name your favorite lover so far, could you do it? And can you remember how good it felt?
See, it's working better, but that's a bad Shrek.
That is a really bad trick. And can you remember how good it felt?
Like, I feel like I would do a better Shrek, and I do a bad Shrek.
I do a good bad trick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just one for the road. Let's get a little Garfield in there. Tell me about your lover, Garfield.
If I asked you to name your favorite lover so far, could you do it? And can you remember how good it felt?
Okay, Garfield was a mistake.
Undo it right now.
Edit that out.
Yeah. It's a note to our producers. Take that out. Cut it out.
Don't let that go through.
Don't.
That's gonna make us look bad. And I still want to meet Garfield.
I still want an into Garfield Eats at some point.
Yes.
Yeah. I want to be invited.
We got to go to Abu Dhabi for that.
My bags are packed.
already.
Already.
Okay. We should talk about Amazon, I think.
You mean Amazon?
Well, I mean Amazon working well.
Mm.
But yeah, tell me about Amazon.
Amazon. So, did this article happen today or yesterday? This came out
Well,
today, right?
so I was actually reading an article from Kentucky. I think we probably have different articles on this.
Yeah, I'm trying to let me scroll through my Twitter and figure out where I first saw this.
Yeah, I have an article from the 19th that's positive on it and is kind of going over like what they're doing.
Okay. Well, I heard of it either this morning or late yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Bad memory, can't remember. But it was from a tweet that was like sponsored by Amazon. Like they were boosting a tweet about this new working well program that they are doing, and I like clicked into it and was scrolling through this website of basically just like PR nonsense, trying to make themselves look good.
The amount of advertisements they've had lately is obscene.
It's pretty crazy. And I like going to their website and scrolling through all the videos they've produced of like people being like, wow, I love working here. It's great. And then this lady in particular, whose name was Layla? No. Lucille? Started with an L. Leah? Something Brown. And she is, I guess, the creator of a program called Amazon, which she put together for Amazon to provide like resources for employees, but they can only the program is based around there being a box.
Yes, there's
that they can go inside of for a mindfulness break.
There's a health box.
There's a mental health box, which sounds great, right?
Also, like based on the atmosphere of working at a Amazon fulfillment center, how often do you think they're going to see you go into a box to be sad and lonely in and go like, we should keep them here? Because it seems like they fire people for everything from not peeing fast enough or peeing at all to dying. So I don't know that they're going to be like, oh, it's fine. They're just in the box.
The wellness box. Yeah, I kind of am not seeing how that's going to work. And I'm assuming they're not going to be getting paid for the time that they're in the box.
Yeah, probably not.
But this lady made I guess some sort of like it seemed like there's a computer program or like some collection of resources for people to go through on this like PC that's in the box.
Yep.
Which is essentially like the size of an outhouse. And the front of it is like clear on the bottom so you can see people's feet to see if there's someone in the wellness box, but other than that it's like opaque.
That's what I like, is the aesthetics of being in a restroom stall at work, just out in the open. That's what I like about it.
It's very comfy, very good on the mental health. And when I was watching like the promo video that they put together for this box and the program, you can see in the background, like I paused it a bunch, and you can see in the background there's like, it's in the same space as like a vending machine. So it's like taking up the same space that just like a break room could have been. made,
Yeah.
or
Like a business would have in it.
like humans enjoy.
Yeah.
And then actually, I was watching someone else's video talking about this on YouTube, and he was mentioning the same thing. The guy who was making commentary, that there was like a vending machine in the background, and then someone commented under that and was like, "That's not a vending machine. That's actually it's a vending machine, but it's a vending machine for like work equipment. So it's not even like it's located right next to a vending machine for, I don't know, whatever equipment they're using.
Like
But
gloves,
yeah,
braces.
I
I don't
yeah,
know.
I think it was that kind of thing. Um, but it's just really, really cool that Amazon is like building these tiny boxes inside of their warehouses and spending a bunch of money on PR instead of just, like paying people a living wage or like treating them like humans.
Yeah. So along with that, I was listening. I think they broke down some of this on maybe an episode of Chapo or something. They mentioned that part of the Amazon plan is that there is an app that you can also use and are supposed to use at home. So they are essentially saying like, no, just use this app, and on a schedule it will make you do your stretches so that your like liabilities are with whether or not you're using the app properly, not with whether or not we're supplying anything to you directly.
Right.
Which if we start going down the road of are you using the app right, like essentially adding another layer of being an Uber driver to fucking Amazon employees, I think that's a real bad plan. Like worse than just Amazon being bad to its employees, which obviously it is and has committed to being in perpetuity. But like, uh, the idea of an Amazon corporate app telling me what stretches I need to do when, so I don't get seriously hurt at
While
my
you're
job.
working
That
for them. Oh dear
we
God.
already gave you vending machines, all the gloves you can get, you can want.
Oh dear. I saw someone making the comparison between the like mindfulness box and on Futurama, the suicide boxes. Have
Yeah,
you seen?
that's essentially the same thing.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much exactly the same.
That's when you first said there's a vending machine. I was going to ask if it was for bullets, because that's the only thing that makes sense next to that mindfulness cube.
It's cute.
Also,
Also,
like
God, the name Amazon, just fuck off forever.
the images of them doing in-house like calisthenics on like distanced circles on their like floor in a warehouse is also maybe the most dystopian like if that were my job, I would be just looking for a way out.
Yep.
It is inhumane entirely, especially when like if they really wanted to be like spending a lot of their money and doing shit like that, they could automate basically everything that's happening and just not have employees and instead pay out to where the like warehouses are located. It probably cost them the same amount of money to just not hire anybody and still support people. But I guess that's not okay because they have to grind people into meat or it doesn't count. That's like the amount of people who get injured at Amazon is like super high for what it should be, and the most prevalent way that people get injured is muscular skeletal like major injuries that last forever. So it's just hobbling people. Like that's basically all their business does for its employees is ensure that you will have an unpleasant living experience after you leave or while you're there or when you die on the floor.
Right, but if you do, it's your fault because you didn't do the stretches that our app told you to do at home.
The idea of it telling you to do the stretches at home too is the most immediately litigious thing in the world, where you can just say like, well, they weren't doing it right. Like, we didn't see them do it. Like, all these lazy employees lying to us about doing their stretches off their app properly at home. Oh, I gotta feed my kids.
Oh God, it's the shit that they're coming up with for this PR is like so comically bad. Like a
Yeah.
mindfulness box? Are you fucking kidding me? Who? I am convinced that whoever they hired to do this PR is like on our side because they're like, it'd be good. you should you should make little telephone booths that they can go think about their choices in.
You know when you're
And then
bad and your
tell
parents
everyone that you did that.
sent you into the corner? We want that, but for work. Can we do that for work?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Tell everybody about it.
Yeah, go tell everyone what good employers we are.
Tell them what we're doing.
Because we're committed to your health at home and in the workplace. All of their copy is just like...
It feels very similar and is very well timed to match up with that CIA stuff of just the I don't know. I think we touched on this last week, the woke CIA ad. God damn it. What is it? I am a BIPOC intersectional something. I'm a BIPOC intersectional mother who doesn't apologize for anything. Start talking about like their own anxiety disorders, and it's like, this is the CIA. Like, you're already, like, everybody knows you're supposed to be a soulless robot, so it doesn't really matter who you are as a person. Like, you're going to be helping people figure out good ways to torture and helping people like destabilize South America. Like, what are you trying to prove to everybody?
But I have an anxiety disorder because I'm human too.
I have kids.
I'm a person.
Shake my hand, murderer. See? I'm in the CIA. Yeah. It's very it's the next level of propaganda, I feel like, in terms of how fucking stupid it is.
Yeah. I love all of the graphics I saw associated with that too. Like the CIA logo overlaid on top of, I don't know, some rainbow fucking background. Being like, we love the gays. Yay.
Legally, we can say that now, and it's beneficial.
So excited for Pride Month. It's going to be a lot of fun.
God. Yeah.
Have you seen people shitting on, what was it? I think it was like Walmart put out like Pride collection of something. Amazon did. All like the shirts. Have you seen this?
No, I have not. I have purposefully avoided all Pride-based things. So please show me corporate Pride.
I will show you the corporatist Pride that ever was.
So happy to be born in June. It really just elevates the experience every year.
I'm sure it makes it super fun.
God, I miss when Pride was just big corporations. We got all these independent gays out here now.
Oh man, I googled Amazon Pride 2021 and I'm just getting Prime Day ads.
Oh, fuck. Gross.
No, I meant Pride, not Prime products. Maybe I have to put products.
In the comprehensive and critical health and wellness services, Amazon is now creating neighborhood health centers that offer Amazon employees and their families affordable health care within 10 minutes of where they work and live, which translates to 10 minutes from where they work, because they can't control where people live, and poor people don't get to pick that. But the idea of having health centers that are specially partnered with Amazon does not give me a lot of confidence in those health centers.
Yeah. I would say not. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Okay, well, we have our classic. God, this is so annoying. We have a classic Born This Way.
What the fuck? Is this some like early 80s assholes t-shirt version of Pride?
Yeah.
The colors are bad on that. It's a rainbow. You can make it look like whatever you want.
Oh my god, I think we already talked about this too, but the Skittles thing where they just took all of the colors out of the Skittles. They're like, we'll just make Skittles white. That's very... Give the rainbow. Only one rainbow matters during Pride. Okay.
Yeah, watch a year from now when white Skittles are a collector's item for the wrong reason.
God.
Please.
I kind of want to redesign that package as like white supremacist Skittles or something.
It's Skittles, but they all have an iron cross on them.
Only one cross matters.
Why do all these Skittles have two S's? I don't get it. Is this like a special Skittle?
That's what it stands for. Special Skittles. Taste the supremacy. I am not finding like the new designs for some reason, but their Pride shop is really upsetting. There's a section on their website just called Pride Shop, and it's just like obnoxiously rainbow everything. And what else do we have? Oh, they are selling kinky boots.
Okay.
Just like the soundtrack, I guess.
Okay.
And a book called The Makeup of RuPaul's Drag Race, Essays on the Queen of Reality Shows.
Okay. Where is this? This
is Walmart.com.
Walmart. We just got a new shipment of the Scissor Sisters' first album in. Come on down for Pride Month.
We're celebrating.
Yes, you two can take your mama out all night this Pride. Corporations get it.
You know what? I have seldom felt as understood as I do by the likes of Amazon.
It's probably because of the shame box.
That could be it.
You know, my goal is actually to live Moss, and I would like to, in essence, turn my entire living space into a wellness cube. Like that's really the dream.
I would like most spaces I'm inside of to be a wellness cube.
It's ideal. I can have kiosks telling me what I should do to be a better person, and people can always see my feet to tell if I'm there or not.
Honestly, the feet thing is fine. I guess.
I just don't like, I don't like if I'm in an enclosed space, the idea that other people can just look and be like, oh yeah, I see him. I would rather it were just like a, I don't know, one-way mirror, like anything, because you could just put something on it that says occupied. Like, it doesn't have to be
Like on
look at-
outhouses where they have like the
Yeah.
vacant. I mean, yeah, you could.
I mean, like,
but also, you
I
could just
prefer
look at their
outhouses closing. Yeah, you could just look at their feet. I prefer an outhouse closing and having a little thing to what if an outhouse just had a big open strip or a window where people could like look in the bottom and be like, yeah, you in there?
They're wellnessing right now. I can't disturb them.
I think this is their third time in the cube today, though, so probably not going to be here too long.
Maybe I should check on him. He's been in there a long time.
Yeah. Yeah, because that's what I want, is to be in a wellness cube in a factory and just have people banging on the door being like, are you okay?
It's my turn in the wellness cube.
You gotta let me in.
You gotta give me some of that mindfulness, because I really want to be mindful of what's happening.
That's
right
the
now.
only room in the whole building where they don't have a smoke detector, and I need to be in there right now.
I bet you there is a smoke detector in there.
Yeah, I bet so. It's not a very good wellness cube because there's a smoke detector.
God damn it. Just build like an actual break room for people. Or, I don't know, give them like benefits, like actual ones. And I don't know, maybe pay them more so they don't hate their lives.
Do the bare minimum and it would fix the whole problem. But it's Amazon, so it has to be the worst version.
But it would not fix the problem of Leah Brown, who really wants to be the creator and founder of Amazon.
I got to the bottom of this list, and it does say, a working well mobile app will soon provide at-home access to all of the on-site safety, health, and wellness offerings. So.
Cool.
Great.
Looking forward to that.
Thank you, Amazon.
Where's the Amazon Sleep app that's going to monitor how many hours of sleep I'm getting so I can be at peak productivity the next day?
More likely than not, it would be like, well, we see here that you slept more than 7 hours, and you're still saying that you can't make it in today because you're sick, so... Oh. That's not really consistent. You've been doing your wellness exercises, and you slept. And we can tell that you didn't.
Seems like you're fine.
It looks like you did get within 10 feet of another Amazon employee outside of work, so we're going to have to let you go.
Also, your Apple Watch has been telling us that your vitals are great, so there's clearly nothing wrong with you.
Yeah, so get to work.
Get the fuck in here.
Well, wait. First, do your wellness exercises.
Don't forget to take a 15-minute mindfulness break every hour.
I would be surprised if those 15-minute mindfulness breaks would come with not overlapping with any other breaks. I know at my jobs, I would love to sacrifice my breaks to have mindfulness.
Oh, God. I'm trying to have as little mindfulness as possible.
Fuck mindfulness.
I'm trying to float through life like a jellyfish floats through the harbor. I just am like a dandelion thing in the wind. I'm trying to just make it.
That's poetry. Yeah, one day you're going to be that weird, stingy glob on the beach. But today, floating around. And that's enough.
Yeah.
You got to catch enough fish to eat. And that's it.
That's all.
The rest of it is just salty ocean water.
A little bit of trash in it.
Just a little bit of trash.
Or a lot. Probably a lot of trash.
Probably a ton of trash. But,
A small trash country.
And like weird kids poking you with sticks. The normal stuff.
The life of a jellyfish.
Every once in a while, it's cool.
Oh, God.
Well, I'm trying more for that toad life.
Man, I'm so jealous of toad life. Or mushroom life.
Yeah. Those are good lives.
Every day I get closer and closer to just, I don't know what, but I want mushroom life.
I feel like mushroom life is what past generations have called retirement.
Yes.
I don't know. I mean, I'm never going to see that, so I don't know what that's going to be like, but it seems neat.
I mean, retirement, aka mushroom life, seems very nice.
Yeah.
Seems good. I'd love to partake.
I'll be honest, when I was out getting stuff earlier and it was both sunny, windy, and rainy, had a little mushroom feel to it. Just kind of, oh, it's just wind and wet, and it's like not uncomfortable. It's perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah.
Yep.
You gotta hold on to those moments where you experience a feeling and you're like, man, I'm really out here.
Uh-huh. Just trying to get life to the point where you can be like, man, I'm really out here.
I'm really doing it.
2021. I'm really out here. Speaking of, let's get into these 3D Doritos.
You're really out here.
Oh, the smell isn't good.
I feel like I would like the smell of those.
No, actually, it does not. It does not smell like Doritos.
It looks like a bugle, but worse.
It smells like weird sun chips. That's not a Dorito smell.
I don't like it.
Actually, they are just bugles with ranch. So they're fine.
Ranch bugles?
But they're not Doritos, because bugles are not Doritos.
They're 3 Doritos. 3 Doritos. 3 Doritos.
I'm really living life. I'm really out here.
Out here.
Somebody, is the cube free?
This is my cube. This is the cube that I have.
I can tell by the lighting in the kiosk.
The like ominous Death Star lighting in the background.
Yeah, you just kind of have like a lightsaber no one can see somewhere.
A glow. Yeah. I had someone suggest to me the other day that I have ADHD, and the thought has never crossed my mind.
Really?
And no, because I have just never given it much thought. And if anything, I've been irritated by it's kind of like a thing right now. Like
Okay.
if you've seen it on TikTok, there's a lot of people I would say like self-diagnosing with that. And
I am very selective about TikTok, so I haven't come across that yet.
Yeah. I've seen a lot of those, and I guess one thing that a lot of these people
Sorry, there's a trend on TikTok of people posing with their miscarriages. It's
what?
Yeah, I just that came back in from the outside. Something penetrated my mindfulness cube, and I was forced to remember that. Sorry, you should just
Jesse, if you could keep within the parameters of this mindfulness cube, but also please send me a link.
Okay. You don't want to see it. I
kind of do though. Is that horrible? Like I kind of
Hey, if you're horrible, I'm horrible because I I laughed for like like 3 straight minutes when I first saw it. Anyway,
So this is a thing that like multiple people are doing.
yeah, a handful of people have done it, but some people are doing a lot of it. Like like multiple videos with the same stuff. So anyway, look, people are self-diagnosing with ADHD.
I mean that yeah, all this is to say people on TikTok are self-diagnosing with ADHD, particularly like young women. I am noticing because there's there people are trying to, I guess, spread awareness that ADHD looks different often in women than it does for guys.
Okay.
I don't know this. I never knew this. I don't know.
Honestly, I only really know ADHD in a couple people, so I don't have a
Yeah,
good.
all I know, like all I have ever, I guess, like experienced of ADHD or heard about it is that it just like seems like a very restless kind of mental state, and that's kind of just
Yeah.
all I really thought of it as. But like flipping through a lot of these TikToks and people like listing the symptoms that they told um, doctors that got them like diagnosed with this eventually are just a lot of shit that I like dealt with a lot, and I some of it is like I can't tell if that's just being a person
Right.
or a persistent problem, because a lot of them were things that I have issues with a lot, like forgetting where important things are constantly, like things that are in your hands, like
Yeah.
just like, gone forever, that you just had 5 minutes ago. That is like a daily problem for me.
Mm-hmm.
What was the other? There were a few other big ones. Oh, like super intense procrastination and like distracting yourself with a million things at one time instead of doing the thing that you're supposed to be doing, and just like chronically doing that.
Yeah.
That's a huge one for anyway. There are like a lot of things, but I was standing in the living room trying to like remember what I was even doing there.
Dope.
And I was like, my friend was here, and I was like, I don't even remember what I was looking for. And they're like, have you ever thought about maybe you have ADHD or something? And I was like, shit, it's never even crossed my mind
Yeah.
to think about that, because I've mostly noticed the memory issues after starting to take Prozac, and I attributed it mostly to that.
Okay.
But I think I have had these issues for a long time, but the Prozac's made it worse. So I don't know. But anyway, weird.
It
Never
seems
even
worth
crossed my,
talking to somebody about.
yeah. I
I
don't know.
know just from like my closest experience with people with ADHD, I could I don't know. I could see certain aspects lining up okay. You know, that can be any number of things, but like it's always hard for me to even put in my 2 cents on that stuff because I have issues with being hyper focused on stuff a lot of the time. So
Mm-hmm.
like um a friend of mine and I both regularly deal with people who do have like diagnosed ADHD, and my friend and I both have like um, a lot of I guess a history that has moved us towards mindfulness, but also having like a disposition that makes that very easy.
Mm.
And we've had conversations, and the people with ADHD have had conversations about how like trying to understand that gap of like how you deal with people and how you interpret different things coming from those two different perspectives can be completely different.
Mm-hmm.
My friend and I both went through pretty short phases, but phases where the people with ADHD felt like they were actively like didn't give a shit that we existed, because our version of like how many things during the day do you keep in mind and what kinds of like appointments and like important conversations and stuff do you remember about certain things.
Mm-hmm.
For my friend and I, it was everything. Like, why would you not pay attention to that stuff? And for the people with ADHD, it was, well, I was distracted by something, so I don't even remember that conversation. And that's like a very regular thing that for me, I don't think Nick would care. Nick has ADHD, but for me, my version of communication with Nick had to become turning talking with Nick about especially important stuff into an event,
Mm-hmm.
and having other things that I cared about sort of like I would basically take notes and be like, we'll talk about this when attention is high. Uh, and then ignoring the parts where, or trying to at least work with the parts where, at least for the way that Nick deals with that stuff. And he's medicated and stuff, and it helps a lot lately. But his method of communication has like active versions that are very noticeable when it comes to like intensity. So, for example, Nick at work is very intense, but also does not care about anything that is not that specific thing. Nick doing anything else is what I would think of as normal Nick, but also just has sort of like instances of caring about one thing at a time. And that's how I've ended up sort of interpreting ADHD the most, is just like in the people that I know, they have all the attention and care and intensity of a normal person, but they can only keep it on like one thing at a time, and that's the main difference.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean that's pretty in line with kind of what my impression of that experience was like. I think there were just a few like very specific situations that I like in these TikToks and stuff that people have been referencing, and I'm like, shit, that's something I'm like constantly feeling or happening to me. And I don't know, maybe you've heard about these through your friends, like but or like being in a situation where you're talking to someone and you're paying attention but like not hearing anything that they're saying.
Yeah.
Or like you're trying so hard to pay attention that you're like not absorbing any of it.
Yeah.
That happens to me constantly, to the point where I feel like I feel like I have some sort of like auditory processing issue, especially in like when there's a lot going on, or even just like one-on-one with people. Maybe it's like a anxiety tied thing, I don't know, but like that, there was one other very specific situation that I was like, that's interesting, and I'm failing to remember it. But
I'll be honest, like part of me is really jealous of that though, because I think like that's not just ADHD. I think that's a lot of different ways of processing can lead to that.
yeah.
But before I got therapy and before I became comfortable with myself,
Before you found your mindfulness box?
Yeah, before I constructed the box you can see my feet under, a lot of my intense depression stemmed from the fact that I didn't skip anything that people said to me if I could make it out. Like if it came to me, I kept it. And I had to personally develop ways of forgetting that shit. Like I thought people that were living normally were assholes because they were like, oh, I don't need to deal with this. But like growing up, my version of that was like, I need to deal with all of it, or like, what kind of person am I? And then when I couldn't do that because nobody can, it started to like just crush me from the outside in. And then trying to do normal stuff, like for you, becomes impossible because you're just like trying to figure out like, well, how can I put this puzzle of all the things other people need together? And that just doesn't work.
Yeah. Huh.
But I also got very into hanging out with cats because they don't need shit and they're fantastic.
Yeah, they very much almost don't like you most of the time.
Yeah. I honestly think that's why I ended up a cat person. I like dogs, but dogs are like, listen to what I'm saying all the time in animal form. And cats are like, fuck you. And you're like, yeah, I like that.
I like that. I can relate.
Yeah. Hey, you know what I like? Mutual naps. That's cool. No problems here.
That sounds great.
Yeah. Painting. Cat will sit there and look at it and be like, and look at something else. It's fantastic. Honestly.
The dog will be like, can I help?
Yeah. Cats are a big part of like what I would like other people to be like if I'm going to be around them a lot. Just like, no, I'm doing stuff.
Yeah. They have their own agenda.
Yeah.
That's nice. I do like that. Speaking of cats, I think I've mentioned before we have like a neighborhood cat who is like a neighbor cat who comes by.
Yeah.
She visited again yesterday and was just like hanging out on the front doorstep, like banging on the door, like, let me into your house.
I live here today.
And I just came out and I was like, you don't live here. I will pet you, but I don't know. She keeps trying to get in the house. Like, I think whoever lived here previously must have just let her in.
They might have been open door people or something.
Yeah, maybe. And I'm thinking she at some point was like fed in here or just came in. I don't know. But she really likes this house. She wants in.
But I ever tell you, I used to live next to a crazy cat lady when I was younger. Did I ever mention this?
I don't think so.
Man. She had like 40. She had like way too many cats.
Oh, it was like a hoarding situation.
And we found out later, I think when we were leaving, that she had a long-term feline AIDS breakout. In which whenever they would start showing symptoms, she would put them in the basement to
no.
quarantine them and like put food down there, not taking into account any of the various problems with like how that actually works. And
no.
Yeah, it was. I only went over there once or twice because weird neighborhood stuff or whatever, but like it was a fucking nightmare every time. I want to say her name was like Carol or something, and literally like walking out of the house with like cats, like that kind of cat lady. It was.
Oh God! How many cats do you have for them to have a cat AIDS quarantine in your home?
It was really rough.
That's a real problem.
I remember not feeling very comfortable with her existence, even as a very young kid. But
yeah, I think I could understand that.
But that neighborhood was interesting, and she added to it in a way.
She definitely added some cats.
I'm glad that we started keeping my cat inside.
Oh God.
That would have been bad. He had the good luck of being allergic to fleas and flea medications, so we just had to like put him inside for good.
Oh, little like boy in the bubble cat.
Actually, because of something I'm doing, I might have a picture of that cat to bore everybody with.
I don't care about everybody. I want to see this cat.
So I, as part of my I guess 75th episode, but as part of my business for the week, I ended up stumbling into some, I'm going to go ahead and call it horrifying pictures of my past.
Yes.
And some of those I will not share on the podcast, but you can see them later. But I, yeah. Yeah. Fuck. But so I did a thing. Oh no, I did a thing. When I was in school, I would give other people. I liked disposable cameras,
Mm-hmm.
and I would get them, and I would give other people the cameras and be like, take pictures of cool shit, but know that I'm gonna have these pictures, so let me know if you need doubles. But I want references and stuff, and I have one set of ideas.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever that sounds like coming from a 10-year-old. And they would. So I have some like candid shots of myself, which is always weird, where it's just like, oh, right, these photos weren't taken by me. Oh, there we go. Those are pretty good. This shows. Yeah, no, a lot of my childhood activities you could describe that way.
I meant more the sensation of looking at a photo of yourself that you did not take or don't know who took.
So to kind of introduce this idea, I have this. This is a thing that used to be full of Legos. I think there might be some in here now, but it's mostly full of things. And it has been sitting in my closet since I moved here. And I have just kind of forgotten about it. And then I needed to find something for today. And I was like, oh, right, it's probably in here. Not realizing that like an entire lifetime of garbage is in here. Including stuff that was thrown in here on top. I've never played this game. I don't know why I have these. Hey, do you like the World of Warcraft trading card game? Because apparently I have some of that shit, and I have never played this game. But also, I have some things like this in here.
Is that a silly putty?
No, it's Pogs. It's just some Pogs in here. I hadn't looked in here, but here's some actual Pogs. These are
there. They are.
These are Hawaiian Pogs from whence Pogs actually came. You can tell because they have an actual staple in them, which is why people don't use them. But the rest of these are, in fact, Mega Man Pogs.
Oh!
I don't know why I kept them special. Like I didn't want them to get hurt, but I did.
You gotta protect those Mega Man Pogs.
I also definitely have a strip of ocean creatures that I'm 100% sure, or since my parents watched this, I'll say 99% sure that I stole this from my grade school library.
Nice.
But I got a full slideshow of those ocean creatures. Anyway, here's a bad picture of my my cat. But here's the. This is how I remember the cat.
Thumbs?
Well, he does. He has like 7 thumbs.
Wow.
So he is. If you look, he is full of thumbs.
Yes, indeed, he is.
Anyway, that's Jasper. That was my spicy.
Aw.
I then have a bunch of these Mexican what is it called? It's not memory. It's like the game you play with these is sort of inconsequential. They're just very good. Each one has a number and like a different word and illustration. And I used to go through these when I was learning Spanish actively. And they're pretty excellent. They have perhaps the creepiest La Muñeca you could find.
Oh boy, yes it is.
Why, hello. Anyway, and then I found some. Let's see if we can get demonetized here. Here's some art that one of my friends who I taught how to paint made for me. This one is Jesse's #1 fan. It is a naked man. And here's another one.
Those are very nice.
These are just kind of hanging out in there. If you like old man penis.
There's definitely an audience for that.
Yeah.
Somewhere. They'll find us, don't worry.
I'm not going to show this. Not going to show this. God damn it. I'm such a dork. Every time I look at my past, it's like, man, what a... You want to talk about stunner shades.
Oh!
Also, I didn't bleach my hair for this. I'll show this one. I feel I shouldn't. This isn't from very long ago, even. Hey, what's up?
Oh my god!
Man,
that's fucking awesome.
It's such a rough trip through here. Anyway,
that was cool. I liked it. I liked that.
Thank you. Did you like that?
I did.
This one's okay. I mean, the lighting is bad. Okay, I'll set this one up with a family story. Because this segment is going to have a family story in it anyway. This family story is kind of funny. So let's say hypothetically one of your parents takes you to a beach and poaches a bunch of clams, and those clams are all maybe not edible, and then you don't cook them right. You might expect this will go great. Well, this guy didn't expect that might not go great.
Oh no.
Very, very small, very big hair.
Poor unsuspecting Jesse.
That was in the stage where I used to have like weird doll hair that was like much more orange. That was in the stage where it was starting to turn into my current hair. And if you want to see why, that might not be fully visible. I'm always surprised when I see my parents' expressions, how much it reminds me of my shitty expressions in certain situations. Let's say you don't want somebody to take a picture of you while you're at like a wedding party. You might end up with this face that my biological mom is giving. But I used to have the exact same hair is the point. Here's a slightly bigger version of that.
Because... Oh, nice. I like it.
Anyway, so what I brought you all here for today...
Oh, it's been a minute.
Top secret. For 75th episode. This one I actually got... I got a little conversation to boost some of the things that I needed to talk about. This is him giving me shit. I forgot about that part. That's usually what happens when I text with my dad. Okay. So, I guess I don't think I've revealed too much of my dad's history yet in terms of like professional stuff. So, are you familiar with the movie Sleepless in Seattle?
I am familiar.
Okay, have you seen it?
Mm-hmm.
What do you think of it?
I think it's fine.
Yeah, that's what I think of it. I think it's perhaps not aged as well as it could have, but it's not the worst.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. I don't remember who plays who. I do remember. I mean, I remember the main two characters, obviously, but I don't remember who is in some of these bits in this. I'm gonna assume that person is who he means here. Anyway, so I got a hold of my dad and I pulled out this box of horrible treasures. And a big part of doing that was because I needed to find my dad's old headshot. So here's some. Well,
Frank.
I guess we don't live at that house anymore. That doesn't matter. Yeah. So here's a headshot of my dad. Frank Legotsky out there doing his acting business. So I wanted to get a hold of him and get more details because every time I ask him about shit, he tells me more shit that he's like, "Oh, you didn't know about that?" And it's like, one, I was like very small, and two, you never told me this shit. So on the first day of shooting for Sleepless in Seattle, he apparently got there late, and they brought him over and had him sit at the table with who the fuck is this person? He's mentioning some people that I don't actually even know who they are. So let me check one of them. Oh, wait. Is that who he means? Oh, I guess it is. Weird. Okay. That's a journalist of some kind. Anyway, so the first day he was late, and they brought him in to sit at a table with Tom Hanks, Meg Ryan, and Nora Ephron, who I guess was in that movie, but is also a reporter of some kind or a journalist.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know a lot of the more obscure people from that era of acting, I guess.
Sounds familiar, but I don't know.
Apparently, my dad says that he acted like he was not supposed to be there because he wasn't. So his role in that movie was as Tom Hanks' body double. So he was playing the back of his head, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently, it sounds like they kind of adopted him into the main group of people because he was a local and they wanted to like ask him about Seattle shit. So he was playing Tom Hanks's body double, but he was also sort of being asked about like, so what do they do in Seattle? Like that.
Yeah.
He says here that they talked about the O.J. Simpson trial, hopefully in a way that is good. I don't know. Not really sure what's good or bad on that. Apparently Tom Hanks was asking about if he thought O.J. Simpson was innocent or guilty. Okay. I guess that's a quick way to get to know somebody.
That's a good litmus test, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, this is the part that he had told me before, is that after they were done eating, Tom Hanks came and got my dad, and then they went out and got espresso at an espresso cart. And my dad is mostly talking about how, like, when Tom Hanks would take him to go do something, he just got all of the shit that he was doing for free. And it was very weird. And apparently the custom for Tom Hanks and what my dad emulated was that you just put whatever the price was in the tip jar. But I don't know. That seems like a very surreal experience of just having like some famous person decide, hey, come with me, we're getting coffee, like that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Most of the people that are surreal in my dad's history are him getting coffee with them in some fashion. But I do think that coffee maybe in Seattle was the smoking for a while of like, you want to go grab a coffee? But apparently that went along with a lot of autographs and things like that. My dad wasn't weird about, my dad was embarrassed about being around famous people, I think, but he wasn't like, I don't think he ever got like autographs or anything. I don't think it was one of those people.
Yeah.
But that was the new story that I got in this too, is that he apparently Tom Hanks was planning on taking his family to go swim in Lake Washington, which I live on the edge of Lake Washington currently. I wouldn't suggest anybody swim in it, honestly. It's like, it's a big lake, and this isn't a warm area most of the time, and even when it is, it's not a swimming lake exactly.
Yeah.
And apparently, my dad warned him that that's not really a swimming lake, and then the next day he came back and was like, "You were right. That's not a good lake to swim in." But yeah, I think mostly this is probably the pop secret today is about Tom Hanks and around. For my part of this, I remember watching the award show after that movie came out, and they had I think Tom Hanks won that year for like actor, and he either won or they showed a slideshow of, or like a clip show of his parts of that. No, he won because we were talking about that when I was younger. And every single scene they showed, except for maybe one, was my dad in the clips for his Best Actor award. Because I think they only showed his face once, and the rest of it was like a distant shot and him sitting in like a cafe talking to his friend and all this other stuff. And it was literally all scenes that my dad did. So it was just my dad with like Tom Hanks hair. But yeah, I think that is the extent of this pop secret.
That's a pretty good pop secret. I knew like, I think I knew about the body double stuff before, but I didn't know about the Tom Hanks and around.
Yeah, Tom Hanks and around was part of it. There's a few other people that are like that are all very weird to me still, but that was definitely one of the ones that was the most like, even as like a little kid hearing like, oh yeah, I was hanging out with Tom Hanks today, was like, I think I've heard that name. That seems important.
Yeah.
Never met Chet or any of the other Hanks kids.
I was wondering. I'm like, now that Chet is kind of like constantly in the news for things.
Yeah. The few famous kids that I met, I didn't know who they were when I met them, so it didn't matter. But it wasn't any of those ones. Anyway, that is top secret. Do you have a things are going to get bad here in a few minutes? Do you have something else to talk about first?
I do. Well, when you say things are going to get bad, do you mean like depressing?
No. Well, not the kind of depressing that would be what we would call depressing on this show.
Okay. Well, yes.
I mean bad, like some words from Kanye bad, kind of bad.
Okay.
I guess that doesn't really cover it either. Being clear, but...
There is a large spectrum of bad on this podcast, and I think we really covered the
end of the world.
Yeah. We cover a lot of it.
Sorry, I just got an email for True Patriots Only. Let me check that out.
Oh, yes, that's very important. I want to know what that says. Also, I think Jenny just got home.
Yeah.
So we might be getting a surprise visit from her later.
Okay.
I'm gonna go grab another beverage and say hello so she knows that she can come in.
Okay.
I will return.
While she's doing that, I don't want to. I am going to grab another beer, I think, but I'm not going to do it just yet. Let me see if there's any photos that are embarrassing but not horrifying. Otherwise, I might just. That might work. Oh, man. I don't even know how this picture happened. That's so bad. Don't press any buttons now. Okay. You guys hang out here with Jesse. I'm gonna go grab a beer. If you notice that milk is really, really thick, don't taste it. That's my advice to you.
Ah! Oh my god. That was quite the surprise to come back to this.
All right, get out of here.
There's like a definite smolder in that photo, by the way. There's like a...
Shut up. There's
it's pretty good. There's something going on.
Let's see.
All right, let's see how much worse this one is.
What is it?
It's another iced tea, truly, but this is the raspberry one.
Okay.
Mm.
Better?
It is better than the... What did I have? Lemon? Yeah, I think I like it better than the lemon. I think it's just the tea flavor is not good. Because, yeah, if it was just the fruit, I think we'd be good. But there's like the tea flavor is just kind of weird. Just not great.
This is good, but this is so much better than the bland cardboard part of the jam dot that when I drink this and then eat that tastes like garbage.
Yeah, and sounded like it didn't taste good to begin with, so.
Yeah, it wasn't fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, did Jenny bring you anything exciting?
She did not, but she did just get done sauteing a bunch of broccoli in the kitchen, so it's very smoky outside.
Oh. Well, that is exciting.
It is exciting. There is that going on. And
okay.
She is currently shopping for clothes on Uniqlo. Uniqlo?
I am familiar with that experience.
Yes.
Once you have a size set for there, it is very translatable, at least. I guess I'll say that. Let's see.
Oh.
What?
I was wondering what that was. I accidentally started playing music on my phone, and it was connected to the Bluetooth speaker in the kitchen, and Jenny just texted me, like, your phone is playing music in the kitchen. Oops.
There's no problem with that, right?
Not anymore. I wonder what it was playing.
Well, let me let me get a sip of this.
Yeah, get into it.
Because what I didn't do that I should have, I haven't read this, so How do you do a Rudy Giuliani impression?
Oh. I don't
There's a lot
know.
of teeth. There's like, there's like, yeah, there's a lot of like, and then he's kind of got like his the bottom of his mouth is just kind of so it's kind of and then he's got his old man voice. Rudy Giuliani. I mean, that's not Rudy Giuliani.
I'm like, I'm hesitant to even try. I'm not even gonna try. I'm trying to think back to Kate McKinnon's Rudy Giuliani, but I think hers is more based in the face than the vocal, the sound.
Madison's
voice. Yes.
Give me your Rudy Giuliani, please.
No.
Madison?
No. I cannot.
Rudy Giuliani?
I think the mouth is that's the closest I got. Is like
I'll take that.
You gotta make your lips look a little bit like an asshole. Hey!
The president's doing everything he can. I have no idea. I'm just gonna have to do an old man voice. But all right.
I had no idea she was 17.
I was just taking off my microphone.
I just fuck you, Sacha Baron Cohen.
That man has a lot of teeth.
He does, and it's just like it's kind of like when a dog sticks their face out a window.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Let me just Rudy Giuliani talking.
When you buy this tea at Walmart.
Okay, well that's a Walmart ad. I don't need that.
Yuck.
Okay, get me to Rudy.
Give me the Rudy.
Nobody should ever say that.
The Giuliani.
Give me that Giuliani!
The Giuliani.
The election against him. Not cheating at the polling place, but you got the Times, you got the Washington Post, you've got most of the major.
Okay, so he almost has like a lisp, and he talks like out of the side of his mouth.
Making that distinction, Mr. Mayor. I want to read you something, a Boston Globe piece up over the weekend talking about Hillary.
What is from Hillary Clinton's people, or from his
from
people.
Hillary Clinton's people. Yeah.
Each side has.
Oh, I just paused it where he was licking his lips. I never want to see that ever again. That's better than what he did. He did like a just a full like.
So glad this is going on the internet for good.
I'll make sure to see if I can get some good like clips. That was just a lizard. So I guess that's the.
Are you saying that a lizard impression is unlike a Rudy Giuliani impression? Because I feel like they're in the same ballpark.
I think they're actually very similar.
I think so.
All right. This is an email I received entitled Rudy Goods. Natalie would like to plug a Time of Monsters podcast. Kurt would like the 180 flip-flop on masks. How am I supposed to not anxiety like this? But also apple high chews is what Kurt is plugging.
True.
Agreed. Mask anxiety and apple high chews all the way there.
Also, thank you to them for the grapefruit, I believe. The grapefruit one's very good. Probably my favorite.
I actually received a letter full of grapefruit high chews as your stuff was on the way to the mail. I was like, oh, right. There we go. No, those are pretty good. Yeah. So let's see. This story is entitled Rudy Giuliani's Rotten, No Good, Very Bad Day. I have not read this, as with all of the others. I've heard it's I've heard it's unpleasant.
Okay.
When America's mayor, Rudy Giuliani, woke up that morning, he didn't think so many things could go wrong so early. To begin with, he woke up with his skull half out of his face. The skin on his face and head had been getting more wax-like the older he got, and now it barely contained his old, disgusting skull. Usually, he had to mold his face back around the exposed bones as soon as he woke up so that he looked like himself again, kind of. He thought he could remember when his face didn't do this, but Rudy thought a lot of different things all the time. He was pretty sure he could be America's mayor forever, and also God King Trump's very good lawyer. Lots of people said that Rudy was good at law, or at least he thought they might have said that. Maybe. But he definitely passed the bar, probably. And he thought he might have gotten pretty good grades on it. This is reminding me of someone else. If anyone said he didn't, you would say he did. You had to argue good if you want to be a good lawyer. Yeah.
Argue, yeah.
Yep. Over the course of the morning, Rudy couldn't really get his face skin to cooperate. It was all at once sinking into his eye sockets and dangling loosely around his jaw. His hair was melting, which was very annoying. He never seemed to have any less hair. But it was definitely melting most days. He usually just tried to slick what was there into a normal-ish shape and hope that no one would notice a steady stream of hair running down his neck and into his collar.
Ah, yes, I love that day. That was one of my favorite days.
He had to be at a press conference at 12 p.m. at a resort called the Luxor. He thought that was strange, but he didn't think he was in Las Vegas. But then he hadn't thought he was in Las Vegas when he was in Las Vegas. So who could say? Rudy rolled with it. The driver knew what to do, probably. In the car, Rudy noticed that he put 2 different dress shoes on and grimaced. Telling shoes apart was so hard, but what could he do? They were halfway there. He bet that no one would notice. Shoes were really hard after all. They'd understand. The Luxor was definitely not the one that he saw when he might have been in Vegas last year. Or 30 years ago. He remembered the Luxor was pointier somehow. Sort of at the top where roofs go. Like really extra pointy. But this place's sign said the Luxor Old Time Buffet. Rudy fucking loved buffets. Or at least felt like it was good for his image if he did. Even if this Luxor had a way less impressive roof, the buffet made up for it. Rudy didn't spend a second being sad that his presser wasn't at a fancy hotel in Las Vegas. Lots of things went kind of sideways for Rudy all the time, but it always ended up all right. Would he have been able to feast on prime rib thicker than Joe Biden's super convincing hair plugs and bacon-wrapped scallops and ambrosia salad at the other Luxor? Would he have been able to have 3 tiny dishes of soft-serve ice cream and 2 slices of bread pudding? Would he be able to down 8 beers in 15 minutes in Las Vegas? Who knows? But today he got all the food and all the beer he could eat for $16.99. At least that's what everyone else paid. They gave it to him for free because of 9/11. Rudy thanked God every day for 9/11. Things had gotten so much cooler and easier for him after that. No one forgot that he was mayor when that happened, and it didn't matter how many lives he'd ruined cleaning up New York. Everyone liked him.
Yeah.
Rudy noticed that his dick was hanging out of his fly.
Oh no.
How long he'd been hanging out like that? He couldn't really say, but now that he noticed, he thought, what if he cranked it? In public? Oh, sorry. In public. He fantasized as he struggled to eat corn on the cob with his dentures. that the girl pouring steamed green beans into an empty trough would see him jerking it and come suck him off.
Yeah.
That'd be so hot. She would be so impressed. She'd hold his veiny hog in one hand and Rudy's dentures lost the battle with the corn. And he had to wrench them out of the corn and wrestle them back into his mouth. It was time to go. The people he assumed were his aides buzzed with annoyance. They kept saying he had deviated from the itinerary by stopping for lunch for 2 hours. He had gotten so distracted by the denture corn debacle, he had forgotten to tuck his dick back into his pants again.
No.
And so he got up to leave the Luxor, drunk and flecked with bits of his lunch, his shoes mismatched, his hair dripping into his collar, and his face slowly succumbing to gravity. His cold and flaccid dick still hanging out of his pants. Rudy Giuliani emerged from the buffet confidently to give his press conference to the parking lot, while the bustling, which was bustling with 4 or 5 people. When I was the mayor of New York City, I took it from the crime capital of the world to the safest city in America. That's how it's written. America.
America.
It was filled with whores and gangs, but I took out all that trash and made the city clean and safe. And on 9/11, when those planes, he hadn't really been paying attention anymore. He had said the same thing so many times. It was just to remind them that the bad things happened, and he was on the team that made the bad people go away. Anyone he said was bad had to go. The cops and the flag, they cleaned it up, all gone. He wished he could he wished he could just be done. He liked the cheers and the power, but the talking was boring. We're gonna make America again. God bless.
God bless.
Sorry, everybody. When Rudy was finished, he had the confidence high he'd felt right after the towers went down. Everyone looked at him and thought he was so fucking cool. It gave him the biggest boner, outside of his pants, to know how rad he was. He was feeling so confident that he locked eyes with a passing young mother who was leaving the buffet pushing a stroller. He licked his skeletal lips and screamed. I'll give you something to put in that stroller. She hurried away looking haunted. Nailed it, Rudy thought. God, he was sexy. He knew that if these were the old days, she would have let him jackhammer her right there.
I don't like it, the word choice.
I hate writers.
Yeah.
He would feel her sex tense around him, and she'd be proud to get railed by Rudy in front of God and everyone, because it would be like Uncle Sam himself painting her back walls for freedom.
I hate that. Fuck, that's so stupid.
A stray chunk of face rolled down his neck. On the way home, Rudy checked his Twitter and sighed. The clip of him innocently flirting with that supple mother had made it onto the internet. His aide, Gary, probably leaked it. Gary was always leaking stuff to the press and social media. Such a precious 56-year-old boy Gary was. But Rudy was trending first on Twitter, so that was probably cool. First at anything is always the best, and that was an argument that he would hold up in court for sure. Rudy's big day was at an end. It started out pretty rough. Some people might say it was a bad day. Some people might say it was embarrassing or disgraceful or gross. But he was Rudy motherfucking Giuliani. He hoped that in the morning, #KillYourselfGiuliani would still be trending at #1. Today hadn't been so bad after all. The end.
Oh, no. I don't like the phrase supple mother. I don't like it.
I don't like supple mother. I don't Rudy Giuliani painting her back walls. I don't like Rudy Giuliani jackhammering anybody. I don't like when people call it their sex. It's disgusting. Everything that they put into this about sex makes me feel they're gross. So
very good.
I have a little inkling of what the next story is going to be, and this makes me very worried about it. So there.
Do we know who it's going to be featuring?
I believe so. Natalie and Kurt, you're doing great work. Thank you. Everybody else, everybody else, I'm sorry.
Everyone else, fuck off. Yeah.
You fuck right off. Natalie and Kurt are gonna paint your back walls if you don't like it.
Gonna jackhammer your supple mothers.
Yeah, that's right. Kurt's gonna be at your house jackhammering your supple mothers. What do you fucking think of it?
We're demonetized for sure now this time.
Hey, you know.
Not that we were monetizing any of this to begin with, but it's not even an option now.
Well, that clip's gonna be demonetized.
Well, I'm fine. I'm fine with that. That's all right.
It's for the art.
For the greater good, some might say.
Speaking of for the greater good.
Ugh.
So.
Yep.
This might be the worst time to bring this up. We do technically still have 2 journal entries by Scott Adams. Technically.
Yeah, that's correct. That's true. What wasn't I supposed to read one of these? Weren't you going to make me read one of these?
I'd love it if you did.
All right. Fine. I can do it. I'm there. I can do it. I've had 1 1/4 of a Truly's, so I think this is the best mental place to be in it. To be in for that.
Is it?
You like that?
No thanks, Kanye. I don't.
Let me find well, that's not something I can. Where is this thing? I just had it. There it is. All right. So I'm gonna send you a link to part 3. There it is.
Excellent.
Now, you don't have to do the voice, but if you want to do a voice, it might be good for your sanity.
I think I might attempt something, just because, like you said in our previous episode, I don't want this on the internet in my voice with me saying these words.
I don't want anybody hearing these words that are being said and go, Jesse, say that?
Is that Madison talking?
Uh-oh.
All right. Here it comes.
You can see the amazing setup of his blog page now.
Oh, yes. I'm actually very excited to win this. Okay, here we go. Here it is.
And I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to send you what he calls the climax, just so you have it.
Oh, dear God.
There you go.
Posted December 30th, 2015. That is not long ago.
Not long enough.
Recent.
Yep.
All right. I really like this first sentence. Okay. Here we go. Today, this is part 3.
Part
Today,
3 of Scott Adams.
Scott Adams says, hypnotizing you to have the best New Year's Day ever.
Yes.
So
Part
watch
3.
out. Part 3. Today, I will address those of you who are turned off by this blog series. In hypnosis class, we learned that some personality types have a reflex to reject any outside suggestion. When
Do
a
you have
trained
glasses you can push up as you do this, or?
Please hold. I'm glad that you asked. How fuck? Stabbed my eye. Okay.
That's not how you use glasses.
Well,
Okay,
I don't.
excellent.
Here we go.
You gotta purge a little first.
A little bit. When a train... No. Yeah, that is where I am. Fuck. When a trained hypnotist recognizes that personality type, he sometimes proposes the opposite of what he wants. That is what you will watch me do today. In part 1 of this series, I told you that explaining my method while I do it does not have any impact on the result, except sometimes. Except sometimes to strengthen it by increasing my credibility.
Is this what I've been doing?
No, you did more of a voice. I just don't think I can do it well. You did it more like, this will be the most... Which added a lot to it, actually. This will be the most striking example of that. I am literally going to tell some of you to do the opposite of what I want you to do, and at the same time, I am telling you why I am doing it. Okay. So today, I am only talking to the perhaps 20% of you who were turned off by this series.
Generous.
I'm going to need you to recalculate that number, Mr. Adams. Obviously, I know the messenger, me, has something to do with that reaction. But the bigger part is that some of you simply resist being told what to do. Always. You dislike the feeling of other people controlling you in any way whatsoever. And now you believe that your reflex to say no to everything is your sense of reason. I'll say that again.
You can't say I'll say that again to end a paragraph.
He ends the paragraph and then starts anew. For about 20% of you, your reflex to say, he literally says it again, okay, is what you believe is your sense of reason. And no one, including me, can talk you out of that. So I won't.
Scott Adams Madison is weirding me out.
Instead, I would like those of you who feel turned off by this series to stay celibate until at least January 2nd. Okay. 2nd. If you get a chance to have sex between now and then, I am now hypnotizing you to resist it.
All right, fine.
No. For the turned off readers only, stay away from any sexual pleasure during that time.
I mean, that's part of reading this, right?
Yeah. The rest of us will be having the best New Year's celebration of our lives, or maybe just one of the best, but probably the best. This guy's a fucking. I see why he doesn't actually write. None of that. None of that is for you this year. You can enjoy the food and the friends and the music, but keep your pants on.
Okay.
Keep your body chemistry on. What the fuck does that mean? Keep your body chemistry on chill. And do not let your natural biological impulses accumulate over time until you crave relief. So, hold those sexual impulses in, please, while the rest of us enjoy our next few days like it's the best New Year's ever, or one of the top 3, but probably the best. It feels like it's like talking to a 13-year-old. I mean, I'm like probably the best. I'm like maybe one of the top 3 best, but like probably the best.
This guy is the worst. I've been seeing a lot of like alpha mindset shit because I made the mistake of looking at some stuff ironically, and then it turned into my whole fucking algorithm. So I've been like fighting it for a week, and that stuff is more legible than this.
Yeah, this is real unfortunate. Okay, well, FYI, if you're healthy, it might be difficult for you to go without an orgasm for several days. But I have confidence in you. You can reject these hypnosis suggestions because you succeed at this sort of thing 100% of the time, and you know it. You got this. Stay strong and ignore the sexual impulses that have allowed humanity to populate the earth and survive millions of years of evolution. That stuff is no match for your willpower. This is some really weird reverse psychology.
Yeah, this is like the worst English teacher of all time.
God. During the day today and tomorrow, try to ignore all of the sexual cues in your environment. Wait.
Yeah. Wait. I have it up on the side here, and I just saw what was coming. Go on.
When you see a hot dog or a cigar, don't make any automatic associations in your mind. If you see, what the fuck? If you see a train entering a tunnel, think of it as nothing but transportation. You sick freak.
It could be like a dick. Shit.
Transportation.
Wait, sorry. Yeah.
Things might get harder around.
Wait, one more time. Push the glasses up and say harder.
I pushed them down. I don't know why I did that.
Oh, yeah.
Things are getting harder.
I don't need to see for this.
I don't need to see for this. Things are getting harder. No, things might get harder.
There's a visual language I'm having trouble reading here.
Good thing this is an audio medium.
Yeah. Nobody should ever see this.
No, it's not important for people to watch this. If you venture out, you'll see a lot of horny people dressing in ways that are intended to awaken your sexual desires.
God damn it. Yeah.
You might see some of the hottest men and women in your hot singles in your area. Dress to trigger your sexual desires. Don't let it happen. And on New Year's Eve, when you see beautiful people wrap their lips around noisemakers and blow, think only of the random calendar day that you are celebrating.
Weirdly enough, it's easy for me to not get
Good
horny.
luck with that!
Weirdly enough, it's easy for me to not get horny when I see people go. Like, it's not really the best for that.
Every time I see someone play a recorder,
Oh man,
it's done. It's done. It's over for me.
it's a real lumber mill down
It's a
there.
rush. It's a rush.
Yeah. What you
Anyway, yeah. Good luck with that. I think you know there's 100% chance that you will succeed, and I am the best in the world.
Don't fucking patronize me, Dilbert.
I keep forgetting this is the fucking guy who runs Dilbert, and now it makes everything so much better. Oh, okay. I'm the best in the world at predicting things, as you know. So really, there is no chance I am wrong. I like this logic. If this blog series was a turnoff to you, you will stay totally uninterested in sex until January 2nd. I think we are agreed upon that.
Okay.
Yeah. In part 2 of the series, I address the 30 to 50% of you who prefer a submissive role in the bedroom. Today, I address the approximately 20% of you who say no to everything by reflex. Tomorrow, I will talk to the rest of you. I saved the best for last. It's going to change your life. P.S. I'm leaving out the commercial stuff for this series because it wouldn't be sporting to include it.
Sporting? Because his hypnotism is too good?
Is he the Great Gatsby? Why is he talking like that? It wouldn't be sporting to include it. I'm leaving out the commercial stuff for this.
Pip pip there, old boy! It just wouldn't be right.
Oh, God. I'm like sweaty though.
Yeah, but what about part 4?
All right.
Yeah,
Fine.
Yeah. It'll go away if we read part 4.
That's what I'm hoping. That's what I'm doing. This is my thought process.
There's no way that I have a lot of other terrible things waiting for later.
Nice. Excellent. Oh, this one is longer.
I'm gonna say maybe you should read the warning because I don't want people to go into this and be in a dangerous position. He has his just brutal reverse psychology is gonna ruin people. So
It's a lot. It's like almost working on me.
I don't even want you to come. I can't name the podcast I don't even want you to come, but I do feel like in a version of it that would work very well.
You could name it Trains, Planes, and Corn Dogs and Cigars. I don't know what the fuck the other hot dogs was. It corn dogs or hot dogs?
I think
Doesn't
it was
matter.
hot dogs. I don't remember.
These hashtags. All right, part 4.
Yeah.
Hypnotizing you to have the best New Year's Day ever. Part 4 of the climax.
Woo!
Affirmations. Hashtag hypnosis. Hashtag Periscope. Hashtag Trump.
Periscope.
I don't like that. Don't like that. Warning. This post involves real hypnosis on the reader.
Oh, fuck.
It's intended for adults only, so do not read or listen further unless you have already read parts 1 through 3.
I mean, we're like adults. This should
Then
be
he
fine.
provides the link to part 1, and then there's text that says, part 2, I can't link to it for some reason, just what?
What?
And then he links to part 3.
What the fuck? He can't even figure out links for his own blog?
He did it for 1 and 3, but 2 evades him somehow. Okay. Let's begin by reviewing what we know.
Oh, good. Thank you.
Yep, I need a refresher. You already know, I already told the bedroom submissives reading this blog to obey my orders tonight and find a way to thank me. Oof, this group is quivering in anticipation and has my permission to enjoy the evening. You are my favorites. Be good. Okay.
Nope.
Nope. For those
Very accurate, actually. Yes, thank you. We've got this section.
Okay, this is for us. For those of you who felt anti-aroused reading this blog series, yeah, I recognized your brain wiring as the no by reflex personality type, and in part 2, I hypnotized you not to enjoy your New Year's celebration or the following day with deeply satisfying orgasms. If you enjoy yourself sexually during this holiday, it means I am controlling you with my hypnosis. And this group doesn't want that. So keep your sex drive to yourself, if you can.
The glasses are too powerful. I feel like if you face-tuned this whole series to have Dilbert speaking it, it would be the most powerful.
It would be really good. I like that for this paragraph, he's like, so if you end up having sex on New Year's, I did that. But also, if you don't have sex on New Year's, I also did that.
Yep.
It's all me. Whichever
here.
way it goes.
Sex god, Dilbert creator.
Keep your sex drive to yourself if you can.
I made Catbert. I know about dicks and pussies.
Yee.
Yee.
And you know, I promised that today is the day for the rest of you. I will begin by noting those areas in which you and I most agree. This is called pacing. It is how I get inside your head to push buttons.
I don't like that.
Nope. You have found yourself thinking about my words more than usual this week. You are curious whether I have the skills to suggest you into the best orgasms of your life on New Year's Eve or New Year's Day. If not the best orgasms of all time, definitely some of the best, but probably the best. He's definitely taken some a page out of the Trump superlatives book. I will explain why it will work. Great. Think about the best lover you ever had. Remember that person's scent and touch. Notice how the memory activates your feel-good chemistry.
Right.
You have noticed that each lover in each situation feels different on a chemical level. Your body's sexual chemistry is, by its nature, adaptable, diversified, and ready for new experiences. I feel like I'm getting the talk right now.
Yeah, this is like sitting in a car outside of a grocery store with Scott Adams.
Please let me out.
Can we go to the store now, please?
Imagine what would happen if you combine the best chemistry from your best orgasmic experiences into one cumulative experience. Do you think you would like that? Hey, Jesse. Do you think you would like that? It has already started. Oh, good. Oh, good. Most of you have begun to feel the change. My email, dilbertcartoonist@gmail.com.
One more time. What's that email?
dilbertcartoonist@gmail.com.
Oh, okay.
This week's podcast at gmail.com. Is starting to fill with stories from readers who have had a spontaneous orgasm since part 1 because they feel my intention, as you do now. For
like
perspective.
When I'm at work? What does he want? Oh, no!
Dilbert, no!
I want it's almost like Dilbert's under every desk you've ever sat at.
Never sitting at a desk again.
That's my life goal.
I mean, I guess, yeah, it's not a bad one. For perspective, about 20% of the public would normally respond to my suggestions immediately. The rest of you, idiots, require repetition. And you're getting it. Whether you could feel my intention earlier this week or it starts later today, every person is different. Tonight, all paths lead to satisfaction. Are the right paths? Tonight, all paths to satisfaction are the right paths. Okay, no, yeah, that's right. Tonight, you have my full appreciation, with complete sincerity, for everything you are and everything you did this year, good or bad. I like you, and I mean it. Reading your comments is often the highlight of my day. Feel my appreciation and allow it to boost your chemical experience. Thanks, Dilbert.
Yeah, thank you, Dilbert.
Regular readers know that I used my background in hypnosis to accurately predict 9 out 9 political events in 2015, while most political professionals got 0 right. Okay, dude, I wouldn't brag about the 2015 predictions.
Nailed it.
Yay. Oh.
Oh, yeah?
Jenny just texted me that she's sleeping, and I'm just like yelling.
Yelling about the orgasm she's gonna have.
I'm such a great roommate. I'm the best. So good. Yeah. Actually, that probably makes me the best political predictor in the history of Earth. 9 out of 9, and none of their predictions were obvious or based on trajectory. Okay. As I made my predictions, I showed my work every step of the way, and I asked you to judge me by my predictions as opposed to fitting my hypothesis to the past, which is too easy. And then I accurately predicted, with confidence, 9 out of 9 unknowable future events. And you watched it happen.
Is this the hypnosis?
I think so. You might also know some of my backstory and wonder how someone can become a cartoonist with no experience, no training, and no artistic talent. No, I don't wonder that about you, Dilbert. No. I don't wonder that at all.
You can look at the comic. It's pretty easy to figure out. People are boring.
The answer is that I did it the same way I predicted 9 out of 9 political events in 2015. Persuasion is a learned skill. Step 3, Rohypnol.
Yeah, step 3. Rohypnol.
You probably also know that I have used something called affirmations to find success. An affirmation is a simple statement of what you want, repeated every day. Affirmations are a longer story, but the key is focus. This week, I helped you focus on New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. Some of you took that opportunity to plan ahead so you could improve your odds of an amazing and orgasmic send-off to 2015.
Yeah.
Some
I
of
know
you...
that was my send-off to 2015.
Yay. Some of you directed a spouse or a lover to this blog series to make sure you are on the same page tonight and tomorrow.
What?
Can you think of a bigger red flag in a relationship?
Hey, babe. Read this. I need you to make it good.
Hear me out. I've been hypnotized by this cartoonist, and I just think it would be real nice if we were at the same time. It would make it nice.
Yeah. Also, you need to make this happen for Dilbert.
Also, fuck New Year's, please.
For Dilbert. I will be drunk, and I will need to cum buckets.
Ooh. No.
Mm-mm.
All right.
If this is part of your romance, you fucked up.
Oh, God. That also improved your odds, but you don't yet realize how much. I think they realize how much.
Yeah, I think they realized when that person left them immediately.
Yeah, I think that makes a lot of sense to them now.
Oh, you're reading Dilbert's sex hypnosis. Well, I am going to take the other date offer I had for New Year's.
This week, most of you had multiple thoughts about the suggestions I put in your minds.
Yeah.
Yep. Perhaps something in the environment triggered those thoughts, as I said would happen. Or maybe the thoughts seemed to come from nowhere. Your thoughts triggered small but automatic releases of happy sex chemistry in your body by reflex.
That's a bad way to say that, too.
Happy sex chemistry. I love a happy sex chemistry.
I'm now cursing you with happy sex chemistry. By reflex.
Everyone is different, so you might not notice the difference yet. Just so you know. Science tells us. What does science tell us? That happiness makes us smile. I don't think... Okay. Well, but forcing a smile also releases the chemistry in your body that makes you happy. Our bodies and minds are bi-directional. Yeah. Okay.
Bi-directional?
Two directions.
I'm bi-directional.
No one tell my mom, but I am also bi-directional.
Yeah, don't tell mom.
Either one can jumpstart the other and create a virtuous cycle.
Yeah.
Okay.
Standard stuff.
Virtuous cycle. For example, if you think about your favorite type of sex, it will trigger in your brain to release sex chemicals in your body. But you can also feel a sexual urge build up in your body that is caused by nothing but a lack of sex. And that forces you to think about sex and to seek a release of some kind. It works both ways, bidirectionally.
I don't think he knows what bidirectional means. Also, if you're like sitting around going like, yeah, I just keep thinking about my favorite type of sex. You suck. You are not interesting.
My favorite type of sex? Nice.
Backwards on a horse.
In a bathtub.
In a bathtub, backwards, soapy. Favorite type.
I lost my spot.
A number, I think.
Yep. A number of times this week you thought about having an amazing physical experience on New Year's Eve and the following day. Each time you had that type of thought, it triggered a small but pleasing increase in your body chemistry.
Oh, that's where the BO must be coming from.
I think that explains that. When you notice your body responding to triggers today and tonight, especially when your favorite body parts are involved, it will make you wonder if my suggestions had anything to do with it. This is devolving into a Ben Shapiro.
This is Dilbert, and I would like to ask you about your favorite body parts.
That will make you think of my suggestions, my intentions, and my predictions. And that will trigger your brain, which will activate your body, and which will...
That's a pretty good Ben Shapiro.
Thank you.
That's kind of fucked.
Oh, no. That's all what I always wanted to be good at, was a Ben Shapiro impression.
Do you think that about my intentions and my predictions? Do you think that about all Jewish people?
Well, actually, the evidence would point to otherwise. That and that will trigger your brain, which will activate your body, which will create a feeling that reinforces your thoughts. The cycle of triggering will continue until you find a way to relieve it. And you will. Have yourself a happy new year in the best possible way. Update. The thank yous are pouring in. And people are telling me it was the best orgasm, or several, of their lives. I'm hearing stories of rejuvenated marriages, skeptics converted, submissives reaching new heights, and generally, a lot of blown minds.
Yeah, a lot of blown minds.
I think it's not. And the day isn't over. Why? I don't have any way to estimate percentages except for my knowledge of hypnosis in general. Cool.
Right.
That sounds scientific.
Yeah.
I expected 20% of my readers to have life-changing experiences, 20% to be annoyed or turned off, and 60% to feel something happen that demonstrates the unexpected power of persuasion.
At best, I would switch those last two percentages.
I think I would too. The 60% would be more easily persuaded in person with feedback and repetition.
Rohypnol.
If only you could just be there with some stuff in your drink. It would.
I feel like if you could just be more easily persuaded by Dilbert's hypnosis.
There was a way to just like bring down your defenses and make you not as scared of me. Like,
could you push up the glasses so I don't have to take this seriously? Thank you.
Sorry.
That's why you need a voice when you do it. You can't just start doing that.
Does it seem too sincere when I'm like,
you know,
hey.
Hey, if there was just a way that I could like take down your defenses, right?
Just let me. Come on.
Look, just let me like. Come on. Yeah. Normal stuff.
Yeah. The 20-60-20 ratio is sort of a given for persuasion on groups.
Just
persuader.
20%. Anyway, sorry. Go on.
A persuader who can swing 20% of the country at will can dominate nearly any important political topic. Okay, you ended it with a cohesive thought, I guess.
That's just the end. That just, he says important political topic, period, next blog post. That's the craziest place to end that.
I don't.
Yes.
The next post is published on January 2nd, and it's called Putting Things in Perspective. And then he goes, in 2015, I showed you the future, literally. Then I topped it off by giving thousands of you the best orgasms of your life, again, literally. And then he talks about some other bullshit, but he's referencing this as like a thing.
And then I topped it off by giving thousands of you the best orgasms of your life. Literally.
Dear
Well,
God. Oh,
we made it through that nightmare.
oh God. There's
Hey.
not enough alcohol in my body.
We have to stop this podcast.
Is the 75th one just like the last one because it's illegal what we're doing? Putting this on the internet is just not right.
At hour 3, we have to stop because if people get more than 3 hours of this a week, they will die.
Yeah, true.
So I hope you enjoyed Dilbert, Rudy Giuliani, me, and Madison.
You're welcome.
And maybe Kanye.
I miss the old Kanye who didn't talk out of Jesse's phone.
Yeah. Yeah, me too.
Or run for president. I miss that Kanye too.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Jesus.
And on your house, you like that.
The like kind of stutter at the beginning makes it more real.
Do you like that? Yeah, it's rough. I guess. Oh, it looks like Kanye is actually coming back out of the back room for a second here.
Oh.
Are you doing okay? No, you don't have to say anything else.
In my experience, about a third of the adult population are sexually dominant. A third sexually submissive.
Have you been reading Scott
and
Adams?
A third are miscellaneous, whatever.
You have.
Miscellaneous, whatever.
Miscellaneous, whatever.
I'm gonna go ahead and check that box.
Yeah, I'm in the miscellaneous, whatever. That's fine. But also 20-60-20, I don't know why he's saying thirds, because he definitely starts off by saying thirds, but whatever. All right. Our recording's about to end. So.
All right. Well.
75th episode for Jabbers McClunky, I guess.
Be gone, thoughts, and good luck on having the greatest orgasms of your life, I guess. I guess you have no choice.